Hello guys, Wallace Dude here. I am back with a podcast. I'm just gonna do a little bit of talking about video games. So first off, since I'm doing Battlefield gameplay, I might do some other gameplay, but this is Battlefield right now. So, let's talk about Battlefield. Let's talk about first about the Premium Pass because I just figured out something new came in. There's Premium Pass Friends. And I have to say that will really help with playing the maps right after the game, right after a new game has come out of Battlefield, and extends the longevity and the longevity of the premium maps and weapons. Well, not the weapons. I mean just the maps. So yeah, I have to say that is really awesome, and it really encourages. Well, it's just nice for friends to keep playing together, even though, like, say someone can't afford it because they just bought Ghost Recon Wildlands and they can't afford to get the new premium pass or the new DLC pack. So like your friend could just like say, let's play together, and you just get online and your friend has the premium, and boom, you're playing premium together. You won't have any of the guns, which I understand. They still want you to buy it. You still want to have something enticing to buy it for, and you won't get the tank. But it does make it more interesting because you get a different map. And you go up against those weapons and tanks, so you're gonna have to learn how to deal with it, even in the regular game. That tank just went in like crazy mode. It's like, screw it. Oh, wow. And then it blows up. Like, it kills me, and then it just blows up because the guy leaves, and then it's just like, I'm bailing. And then, bang. Dead. So yeah, it will extend the longevity. Now, let's talk about Ammo 2.0. I have to say, about the refreshing of grenades automatically. I think they got rid of it. I'm not sure. I think I heard something that they got rid of it, but I'm not sure about that. But I think with the gadget thing, that will make it a little bit harder, and the support player will be needed. Is that a? Oh, that was medic, not assault. So that assault player just didn't defend me. Um, unless I don't. No, I'm German, so the assault player didn't defend me. I thought he was like the person who killed me. So yeah, it will just this battlefield friend, the premium friends will just extend the longevity of the game. Um, which I would say that's really good. It's really good for Battlefield to do this. Um, so yeah, it's really good. Ammo 2.0. Ammo 2.0. The reloading grenades, like the frags and stuff, I think that's probably not their best idea. It's not the best. Because right now, people aren't spamming grenades as much. It's somewhat because people don't realize, like, oh, because they're still thinking, oh, I just have one grenade. It's not like they're not, their mind's not in the mindset like I have infinite grenades to throw. It's not like I have to um, redeploy and then get a new grenade. It's I have to just wait a little bit and then I get a new grenade. But I think with the regenerating kind of gadgets, I think that would be interesting and cool because even if you die, you're still gonna have to wait for the gadget. And I think that would actually make the support player a little bit more relevant. And it would be interesting to see. I don't think it's on the I think it might be on the CT. I don't know what's happening with Ammo 2.0 right now. So yeah, that's kind of up in the air for me. I don't know what's gonna happen or what's going on with it or what. Okay, Now let's talk about the weapons and the maps for in the tank for the new They Shall Not Pass and the other DLCs that we know are coming out. So first off, I really like the map. It's really beautiful and nice, and they picked interesting choices. There is still no trench warfare. I finally unlocked all of them. In this gameplay, I was working to unlock the support telescopic one. Oh, it's 4:20 now. Oh my God, weed. Uh, um, so I was working to unlock that one, and I I haven't used it. Right now, the weapons for every class, and I'm gonna talk about the scout. For all the other classes are really good. They don't like you can do really well with them. So yeah. Okay, the scout. There's something weird with the scout because the label, it has this weird reload thing where you can't put in a magazine or whatever, and then you have to like get rid of a bullet and then add a bullet, and then it's weird. It's a weird reload. I don't know what is going on with that reload, and it's just you're probably not going to use it because the SMLE and the Martini Henry are like way better than. Sorry about that. I had to go somewhere. But Martini Henry and the SMLE are probably going to be a better choice than the label. And it's just the reload just takes a while and it's annoying. And I played with it a little while and I wasn't like in love with it. Because I like marksman the best probably. Because I like standing up and moving around and having that good shot. And then Martini Henry is just satisfying. There's nothing else. It's just satisfying when you get that kill. And plus it's way easier to get that kill because you're gonna be like, boom. Gotcha. Okay. Now, since I'm done with that little talk, let's talk about, let's say, Call of Duty. Yes. Call of Duty. The one that right now no actual Call of Duty fan is liking. They're going back to like Modern Warfare. And I had to say, Activision did try with trying to make a remaster that didn't work out for them. They even add to make more money, they added a DLC to the remastered. That's just I don't know why they would do that. That's just weird that they added DLC to the remastered. The reason everyone's been hating the past few Call of Duties is because of the exosuits. And now I have to say about the exosuits, my personal preference is don't care about it. Me personally, I've never really used it too much. And I think Black Ops 3 did the best job. And plus, the thing that really kept Black Ops 3 a good game was the zombies. And then also the fact that their exosuits weren't like super overpowered compared to the last game that came out, which was Advanced Warfare, which was the Sledgehammer. And guess who's doing the next Call of Duty? Sledgehammer. So a lot of, like, some people might be a little skeptic about it, and I understand that because they made one of the worst exosuit Call of Duties. It was just overpowered, that exosuit. Now, they're saying they're going back to their roots. What that could be two things. Before a few things. It could mean they were going back to World War II. It definitely meant that they were going back to boots on the ground. That's what it meant. But this is when people were like, is it going to be in the future still? Or is it going to, like, its roots like World War II or Modern Warfare? Like, that's where people were confused about. And then things started leaking. The first thing to leak was Call of Duty World War II. And it was Sledgehammer. And also then, people knew it was Sledgehammer who was doing it. Like, right now, we're not there's no confirmation that it's World War II, but it's pretty obvious it's World War II. Um, but and there's also been confirmation that it is Sledgehammer. So there are going to be some gamers who are skeptic about it. Yeah, I understand that. Let's just see how it plays out. And that's basically all I had to say. There's nothing really else to say. I had to say I think it's a good idea that they're going back to boots on the ground, and it depend. The going in the past, present, or future. That probably doesn't matter too much. The weapons. That's probably the two key things are the movement and weapons and map design. The map design is good and the weapons are good and the mobility is good. I think the game should be fine. It's multiplayer. That's its multiplayer. Then it should be fine and no one should really care if it's in the future setting or whatever. But I think people are tired of the made-up weapons and stuff. I think people just want the new weapons. So yeah, that's kind of what I think they need to focus on. And I think it is somewhat of a good idea to go back to World War II because everyone's tired of this futuristic stuff from Activision right now. Because they messed up a big time with Advanced Warfare. If Advanced Warfare didn't have exosuits, or if they did, but it was like Black Ops 3, then probably people wouldn't be as mad. And also, they didn't have these supply drops. That's what people also hate right now. The supply drops. The paying for supply drops. And that brings me into another topic. DLCs. Free or paid. This is what I had to say. I think they should be free. That's from me playing as a gamer point of view, and I think everything should be free. Because it's nice if it's free. And plus it would allow the higher player count. And they're trying to do that with Battlefield, as you can see, Premium Friends. That's a step in the right direction. But if I have an idea. Activision, I think they really needed the supply drops probably. They're like, we're not too many people are happy with us right now and we need some more money. They were looking for money. That's like so obvious with that. Sorry about that. They needed money and that's like the only way. So I think Battlefield could actually, because I think they just had, you can pay, it's either this year or last year that it's going to be paid, you can get battle packs. I don't know, I think last year was Hardline. I know last year was Hardline, so I don't know. I haven't played Hardline. I have seen videos on Battlefield 4, so I know there were battle packs, but that was for ranking up. So you got that for ranking up. And that you didn't have to pay for that, which was, that would be nice. That would be awesome. But I think if they, I don't know, if they had, like, I think if they go in this direction where they have some free DLC content, so like some free gun content for like everyone, and some free, like Giant Shadow that's already out, that free map, if they keep doing that, if they keep coming out with maps, good or bad, preferably good, or at least decent. Good or decent. If it's bad, then probably no one's gonna play it. So I think they need a good or decent, and Giant Shadow is decent. It's probably not one of the best. But, and then if they come out with decent guns that people will actually want to work towards, then it'll probably be fine, and they'll keep their player count for both people who don't have premium and do have premium. I think this is what I think they should do. They should have um free more they should have more free content than paid. But that's my opinion. But I do think between DLC packs there should be small free stuff. And that's somewhat what Call of Duty, I never seen Call of Duty. Well, in Black Ops 3 they didn't do that, I know that. Like there is no free content except for the guns, but then you either had to be really good at the game or you just were a billionaire or YouTuber who is somewhat forced to get it, but I'm not a person who has all the money in the world or anything. I can't do that. So all those guns are locked away from me. And there's no way of me getting it. So it's technically not free. So that's my little tangent on supply drops and guns and free DLCs.
Attack the new objective.
So this is it. But I think it is a good idea to I don't know. It's up to DICE and EA to make their own decisions. And this is what I had to say more formally and foremost is I think Call of Duty slash basically Activision,
We have armed objective
Ubisoft, and DICE, EA, all the gaming companies need to take their time. They need to take their time. They're rushing out games way too fast that aren't really liked by the community.
The enemy has defused
Take, for
objective
example, Battlefield Hardline. That was rushed, I think, a year right after, and same with Battlefield 1. Both of these games were rushed out really fast, 1 year, compared to the 2 years it normally takes for them to make a Battlefield game.
We have taken out
And
objective
guess what? Battlefield Hardline was not well received. No one liked it. Well, most PC players, which is basically the people on PC are the people who are willing to spend more money. People who are way more into the game. Why? Because you can upgrade your PC. That's why I think PC is the best place for gaming. No matter what, PC is the best thing for gaming. Xbox, PS4 can't handle. If you get a good upgraded computer, Xbox and PC, they're worthless compared to a good upgraded computer. So yeah, Battlefield Hardline wasn't well received by the community. I have to say it was an interesting approach. They were trying to do something new, but it was a fail. So they went back and they're like, we messed up here. Let's go back to Battlefield because that's obviously what the community likes, and they did that. But this time, again, it was 1 year. So they didn't, it's good the graphics are updated, but then now I'm hearing, people are leaving because they're getting bored. This is a bunch of stuff. I really feel like because everyone right now with the major companies like DICE and EA, Activision, Ubisoft, let me tell you what's happening. Battlefront with EA and DICE, it's Battlefront and Battlefield. So it's just like it's just basically it's Battlefront. That's obvious because like the older Battlefronts were way more interesting, and then this just got an updated graphics and nothing new. I wish they waited till this year, because I bet Battlefront 2 is going to be better than Battlefront. And the weird thing is, they used the exact same name. Battlefront. Not Battlefront 3 or Battlefront 4. They're like Battlefield and Xbox One. They're just like, let's make something. Oh, this is where I got killed by the Cleaver and my whole life was flashed before my eyes. And I hate myself and I'm just like, why? Why? The lucky thing, I think I was low health, so that guy was, anyway, even any weapon could kill me in one hit. That's my excuse. Excuses. But I was really sad, and yeah, saddest moment of my life. And I was just thinking in my head, like, what if I was killed by a Calibri? I'd be like, why me? But then it did happen, and my whole life flashed before my eyes. I have gotten a kill with Calibri, using no other weapon. I just used a Calibri and got a kill. I feel awesome.
We are losing objective butter.
So we'll talk about that. Oh yeah, taking your time on making a game. I bet if they just like I think because okay, so with Battlefront and then Battlefield, which I just told you about Battlefield with EA and DICE. Okay, now let's talk about Activision. Now they're pumping out, like, seriously, yeah, it's 3 different companies that help Activision, but Activision is always with those companies. So the employees at Activision are always, like, working really hard. But then I wonder what's going on, because, like, if you have 3 years to make a really good game, like, Battlefield had they made it in 1 year, like, really 1 year, and they had all this, like, these big maps. Probably some of it's copy paste, but that's the same thing with about Call of Duty. Like, some of it's copy paste. Not all of it's gonna be like, okay, we had to make this all new. It's gonna be copy and pasting from other games. And also the other thing about the 3-year period with different companies is, like, you're gonna have updated graphics and you're gonna have to change things because the other Call of Duty is changing things, and that's probably isn't one of the best ideas. And I think each company needs just to take their time. And I think Battlefield is doing that. I think they announced, like, oh, we're gonna take 2 years this year around, so you won't be seeing Battlefield in a while. But I have to say I think that's a good choice, because that's what most people are mad about, is that, well, these companies aren't taking their time, and they're just making really bad games, and everyone hates it. That's what I'm seeing a lot, is just people hating the content, and nothing, they're saying, like, oh, it's horrible, it's bad content, this isn't fun, there's too much pain. And I think if, like, I've been hearing, like, it's overpriced. That's what I've watched, like, Angry Joe and Little Cat, and I watched some of the Call of Duty Zombies people, and most of them are saying, well, I know Angry Joe on the Hardline was saying, this is way overpriced. That's what I think, that's why I think if you take 2 years, you make a lot of maps, you make a lot of weapons, I think it was, alright, going back to Battlefield, it was a decent idea to go to World War One. It was a decent. I'm not saying um it was the best because the variety of weapons went from like a lot to nothing. What I'm hearing is like it went to a lot to just a bunch of like a lot of customization to nothing. No customization except for their optical, except for your sight. And even then, you might not always change it because iron sights might be better. And I have to say, I think it was an interesting choice. It does make tanks more reliable, but it does make it harder if you're on the opposing team. It is just an interesting choice because it's harder with the weapons and there aren't, oh my god, so many automatic, awesome, great weapons. So yeah, okay, from talking about Battlefield 1 and their choice of kind of weapons, so the medic class has more of the semi-auto. Now the sniper class isn't too much changed because it's always been a bolt action. But the support and assault class have been changed because of the fewer automatic weapons.
We have lost objective.
So the assault class has resorted to way more shotguns. Like there's a lot of shotguns, and like it's either SMGs or a shotgun, and that's all you have to choose from. So that's basically it. Now let's go into some more Battlefield a little bit deeper. So let's talk about scraps at the end of the round. I have to say, I think they're making the best choice here. Why? Because the people who are really bad at the game, who are just starting out, hashtag me, first Battlefield, but not my first FPS, so I play Call of Duty, so I was playing in much more closer quarters where I shot a lot more and you had to think about reloading stuff. A little bit more, thus you still had to worry about reload, but you do get that 1 second of breath, and that's what I like about Battlefield. You get that 1 second of like, whew, okay, we're good. We are good. And then you go into the action and it's crazy intense and you're firing your weapon a lot. That's one of the major differences between Battlefield and Call of Duty is the map sizes and how you play it, how you play the game.
We have lost the sector.
Okay, so the scraps at the end of the game. So what I've heard is that, from Flackfire, I'm just started watching him more and more now. Is basically like, at the end of every game, you get 50. If you are the highlighted person on the leaderboard, you get 25. If you're the winning team of the game, you get another 25 scraps. So you can get a maximum of 100 scraps per game. And I have to say, 50 scraps is better than no scraps. And plus, they're obviously still in the market to try to get you to buy it. But they're obviously saying, we understand where you guys are coming from. So they understand that. Which is good, and I think it's good now. So it's not like a roulette if you're gonna get it. Like, you could be on the top of the leaderboard, but you might not get a battle pack for some reason. And now, if you're on the top of the leaderboard and you're highlighted as that, then you're gonna get 25. Which is nice. And that would be nice if And if you won the game, you got 100 scraps for just doing that. And you may not get that battle pack, but if you save enough, you could either buy a skin in the exchange or buy one of those really the 900 scrap things, or the 450, or I think 100 probably the smallest one, or 200. I forgot how much the smallest one. I know it's some like 200 or 100 something, and then 450, and then 900. Um, so yeah, it's just you have to save up to do it. It depends on what you want to get. But I had to say it encourages you to play it more, and if you're a completionist, it doesn't encourage you, oh, just to buy all the battle packs because it's there. It encourages you to actually play the game, because then you could play like 30 matches. 30 times 50. I'm doing this math and I'm tired, so yeah. 30 times 50 is 1,500 scraps, which that would be crazy. But if you save that up, boom, you have all those scraps. But if you play it, you're obviously, no one's gonna, if you do, you,
not in vain.
oh my god, you can get away.
Let us
Sorry.
retreat to the main river.
But
There we shall make our
I think
stand.
if you play on this is what I had to say. This is what I think. It should be if you completed the whole game. Not like you got on and you never quit. So if you never quit, you got the scraps. And I think that should be what, I think you should probably get like 75 or so. So you could get 125 if you play operations. That would probably,
Nun, da der Krieg fast vorbei ist, habe ich mehr Angst denn je.
in my idea, probably be the best. Because it would encourage you to play operations more. The thing with operations is they're so big that you might not get a full thing of kind of people to play. So you may be waiting for, okay, so we're talking about World War II. And I just remembered we need to talk about the rest of the DLCs. So, I want to talk about one specifically, Gallipoli, because that's what I did I did a little project on that, and that's what I did most of it on. So, I hope they add the Anzacs, the Australian New Zealand Corps, or the Light Horse as a horse brigade. That would be amazing. Just seeing it. Instead, it would give a new army to
We must not
the battlefield. So, like, you get the Russians, then you get the Anzacs or Light Horse or whatever, something like the Australians, and you get like a few weapons that are maybe made by Australia or something. I don't know, but I just want to see. I would say that would be really cool to me. That if kind of the Australians came into the battle for this war. So I got the anti-tanker. Okay, let me talk about the trench raider. He is really good. But I had to say he's not super overpowered because he does have that limiting factor where he can, if he's on like say this map or what is it? The other map, I forgot what it was. But he can really dominate on Fort de Vaux, but he cannot do anything to grenade spam on that map. Oh my god. All that grenades. Like, you thought it was worse on any other map, but then you just go into that map here and like, this is not gonna be fun at all. Okay. So yeah, that was that. But I got a headshot. Somehow. I got like my very first kill with him because it took me forever, and I think I did it like on an operations. and or conquest. It was something. But it was like at the very end of the match. So my very first kill with the trench raider was a headshot. Not with a pistol, with the mace thingy. I was like, okay, that's crazy. So yeah, that was my first shot, and I was like, yay, I did it. I got a headshot with a melee weapon. You don't get to see that every day. So yeah. And I've been playing a lot. I forgot to mention they're coming out with 4 new weapons. All for the level 10, like basically level 10 variants. So that will be really nice, and that is not with DLC or anything. And I really hope they keep doing this. I don't know if I mentioned this because I've been doing this within like a 4 or 3 days time span, so I've forgotten what I've said before. And I'm almost done. So yeah, that's basically it. Um, so, yeah. I'm really hoping that this Battlefield, this Premium Friends thing comes back, and this Premium things will definitely help the community. The scraps will help the community, and it's all come in today with the Battle Fest. And you get double XP for the Battle Fest, which is awesome. So you should really get your grind on. Today that I'm recording this, I'll probably upload this Friday, so the Battle Fest has already been going on. But that will be it, guys. See you later.